The Phoenix Suns won Game 6 of the Western Conference Finals, clinching the Western Conference title and along with it the NBA spot in the NBA Finals for the first time since the year of our Lord 1993. Andrew, what does this win mean for the Phoenix Suns franchise and for Suns fans who have not had this happen for a very long time?
I mean, what the win means. Obviously, the win means that upper management's doing a good job. James Jones, Monty Williams, they're all doing their job, and just it just goes to show that you draft, you build organically. Think about most of those dudes on the roster. They didn't go out and they didn't really make the home run. Like you could look at Chris Paul as kind of like the home run acquisition that a lot of teams like to make, but look at the foundation they built. They drafted Devin Booker. They drafted DeAndre Ayton. They drafted Cam Johnson, Mikal Bridges, and then they went out and they just got tough, hard-nosed guys who have been in this situation before. They went out, they got campaign with playoff experience. They bought in obviously Chris Paul, who has, how many playoff games did he have? They had a list. He was top five or something like that, most playoff games
Yeah.
of modern players without making a finals appearance. So
Mm-hmm.
there was that, and they guys like Crowder and stuff like that who have been there. So they built it organically, and it just goes to show that you build your team organically, you do it right, you draft well, you bring in the right coach, fill in with the right players and everything like that, and you can make things happen. And then you bring in a leader like Chris Paul. We saw what Chris Paul did last year, and you know what? They added Chris Paul to what they had with the young core with Devin Booker, Ayton, and those boys, and look, they're in the finals.
Yeah, yeah. I think you said it like almost perfectly there. Like the for Phoenix Suns, if you're a Suns fan right now, I think you're more excited than you were even during the height of the Steve Nash era when Steve Nash made all those Western Conference Finals back in the day. I think you are elated at not just where this team has gone, but the outlook for the future. Because remember, this is fairly a young team. Like that for like Sans Chris Paul, this is a young team that is only going to get better as, especially as Devin Booker, who is the odds-on favorite, to, I think at this point to lead this team to a finals victory and to be one of the best players in Suns history. We'll get to that in a minute, but I think for the Phoenix Suns franchise, first time since 1993. And even then, 1993, that was the Jordan era, the Hakeem era of basketball. Like it was a very slim chance that Charles Barkley was going to deliver a ring for them. So, considering the positioning they're in now compared to then, you were even more excited than you were then because this is a team that is honestly, if you look at the landscape, the best team left standing because like the Hawks are also a young team, but do they have the consistent firepower to stay along with them? No, they don't. They definitely don't have the defense to do it. Can the Bucks stop this team when they're on their game? No, they can't. If we're being honest, because the Bucks, man, they've had trouble. They've gone to Game Sevens, and this is a team in the Phoenix Suns that has proven they're tested against great defense in this in this Western Conference playoff. So I think if you're a Suns fan, the outlook is optimistic more so than ever, considering how young this team is, considering how talented this team is, and just the budding star, the budding superstar that Devin Booker was and has become. If you're a Suns fan, be happy, be elated. Y'all deserve it. Big shout out to the Valley. Also, we should point out, man, DeAndre Ayton, he got a lot of flack for being picked before Luka. He got a lot of flack for being picked before people like Trae Young. He proved in, I think, these playoffs so far what he means to this team and the role that he plays because he is that franchise level center that is going to make those plays, going to get those blocks, going to get 20 rebounds a game in these Western Conference Finals to make the difference for your team. Because if we're being honest, this team is not in the position it's in without someone like DeAndre Ayton producing to the level that he was producing at, especially in the Western Conference Finals. So he deserves a lot of credit. We know he got that last second alley oop, the valley oop as they're calling it now. So big ups to him and big ups to this team as a whole for what they've done.
So I like you did make a lot of good points. One thing I'm just going to tell you is number one, if we do whoever comes out of the East, I think Atlanta, obviously with the youth factor in it, Atlanta I think would struggle. a little bit more against Phoenix in the finals. Now Milwaukee would be an interesting one to me, just because when I think about Milwaukee, they have gone to game sevens, but look at who they took to game seven. They did sweep the Heat in the first round. And one thing that Milwaukee offers that this team, that the Suns have not seen, is, you highlighted it right before, nobody has been more important. As much as Devin Booker and Chris Paul have been just the driving force behind it, no one's been more of an unsung hero than DeAndre Ayton. And that he offers a different kind of, like, Giannis offers a different kind of challenge for him. That's the only thing I'm going to say. I don't know if his impact can be as great, just because the game is more, because it's shifted to more of a perimeter game. A lot of teams don't play as much of the, throwback slasher, I'm going to get to the basket. Like, a big man is going to, get to the basket. He's going to catch the ball 5 to 10 feet away from the basket, put his head down, either back a guy down or just take it to the hole the way Giannis does. And so that's why I feel like Giannis, like, that's an interesting matchup for them, because that team is built almost to take on a team like Phoenix, just given how well they play defense with their length and everything like that. And they have a player, Giannis, realistically, during the regular season, he can average 35 and 12. Like, that's a realistic thing for, if he goes out every night and says, I'm getting 30 to 40, he can do it, because you can't stop him. Like, the only one that can stop Giannis is Giannis. So that's the only reason why I think Milwaukee would give them more of a challenge. And Milwaukee's a better team.
Thanks for watching this video from Real Take Sports Talk. Remember to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever a new video is released. Also, remember to check out our live show every single Thursday at 8 p.m. right here on the YouTube channel. And remember, keep it real.